I absolutely can't wait for spring. And there's all sorts of reasons why. Number one, turkey hunting. The turkeys are going crazy, and that's exactly where I want to be. So this spring turkey hunting season, well, I decided to start it all out in Illinois. Now, Illinois is probably my favorite place to deer hunt. I've had some incredible turkey hunts, but there's been so many things that have happened over the years that maybe I didn't get a turkey, but had just as much fun. Well, I was hoping this season I had a couple of tags. I was gonna run into some luck, but either way, I knew there are tons of turkeys out there, and I was gonna have a blast. Right now it's first season in Illinois, so it's the very first time people are out turkey hunting. It's my favorite time, but it can also be a little challenging at times because the birds aren't always reacting how you're hoping. I've heard a lot of gobbling. The mornings are excellent, but for whatever reason, they're just going silent. It hasn't been that cold. Been out here bright and early. I'm hunting different locations. All I can do is keep trying. It's only a 5-day season, so I'm gonna put in my time. Hopefully I can get one of these big toms to come through. I just had a gobbler come, literally, they came right by the side of the blind. I didn't even know they were coming. It was a gobbler, there were some other jakes with him. Just a big old long beard right out in front of my decoys. And unfortunately, right as I got to full draw, I don't know if they heard me draw or something else, all their heads went up. And I don't know if this turkey brushed my arrow off or if I just had a clean miss. I couldn't tell. All I saw is it looked like it was a perfect hit, but he took off and I can see my arrow. It doesn't look like there's anything on it. I'm gonna go check, but by the looks of it, either a miss or an arrow-proof turkey. Not sure. Either way, not good for me. So after several days of hunting in a blind, trying different things, I hooked up with one of my good friends, Alan Wade, who I've gone gator hunting with before, had a blast down in Louisiana, and he is a turkey hunting maniac. He is excellent. He already tagged out, so him and I went out. We were gonna do all spot and stock. I grabbed the gun, and boy, did we get into the turkeys. We saw something I had never seen before. There were 2 turkeys fighting in the field, and their heads were literally wrapped up around each other. Now remember, I had 2 tags, and now there's 2 turkeys hooked up with their heads together. You want to talk about a 2-for-1 shot? That would be it. But I thought, I don't know, I don't think that's right. They're fighting, they wouldn't even know I'm there. So I thought, I don't want to do that. So what we did is we caught off that area and we started calling. They both come down. And we thought, whatever turkey wins, we can call them over and it'll be way better. So as we're sitting back, these turkeys just won't quit. So we decided to try to get closer, and unfortunately when they split, they were both so wore out, they went in different directions. I don't even know who was the winner. They both looked so tired that I think they both lost. Well, that was probably my one big shot to get 2 for 1, but I thought, you know what, I did it the right way. I waited, I wanted to get them separate, and they moved on, and I didn't have a turkey. But the good news is, what was up next? Well, I was pretty excited about, because it wasn't any more turkey hunting. This time, I was gonna be going to Oklahoma, and I was taking a couple days off to go spoonbill fishing.
This segment, Melissa was turkey hunting with Mike Pavlik of Golden Triangle Whitetail. To book your Illinois turkey hunt, visit goldentrianglewhitetail.com and tell them Melissa sent you. This segment was brought to you by Boss Buck. For the most user-friendly and dependable feeder on the market, choose Boss Buck feeders. Now you're getting serious.
After coming off a tough Illinois hunt, I was totally up for a change. Now this was something totally different that I had never even heard of before. I was gonna go spoonbill fishing in Oklahoma, and they looked pretty interesting. Got out here, just started casting, caught an absolute monster, 56 pounds. We're out here in the spring. Normally out turkey hunting, took a couple days off to go fishing, and that was worth it right there in the first 5 minutes. I grew up in Minnesota. We did tons of fishing, but I can promise you, we never had fish that looked like this. So when we went out, obviously I needed to go with someone who knew exactly what they were doing, because I knew nothing. Well, we went with Rusty Pritchard of Pritchard's Guide Service, and he is a spoonbill fishing expert.
Well, you girls aren't messing around. There's another good, solid fish.
He's got everything set up for it. And the crazy thing is, well, you're not exactly fishing them. When you go down there, spoonbills actually only eat plankton, so there's not a way to catch them. So what we were gonna be doing is snagging them. Now, how many would you guess are in here? I mean, obviously there's gotta be lots, huh?
They say Grand Lake tries to hold their population at 100,000.
100,000 in Grand Lake?
Yeah.
Got them?
Yeah.
Woo. Now, how old do you think something like this is?
That fish is probably in that 14 or 15-year-old range.
14 or 15 years old, huh?
Yeah, about 80% of our fish are from a 99-year class. We had a big boom back in '99, so that's where our averages are sitting right now. So that's in the average.
Wow.
Our average female.
And so they're going up to spawn right now?
Yeah, they're trying to spawn. They've got another, probably another 2 weeks before they really get into full spawn.
Now the eggs, they're a really, really big deal around
Caviar,
here, right?
number 2 caviar in the world.
Really?
Beluga's number 1, that's sturgeon eggs.
Wow. Cool fish, for sure.
Yeah.
They're just prehistoric. Now you said this and the sturgeon are kind of the oldest fish?
Yeah, the oldest known fish in freshwater. This is kind of neat. These little dog prints right here on their bill, they're called electroreceptors. That's how they find the plankton in the water level. The plankton lets off an electro field, and they can detect if it's above or below them with those sensors.
Really?
Well, they swim around with their mouth open, and when it feels like it's full, and they shut their mouth. When they shut their mouth, all the water shoots out the gills, and then the plankton gets caught in the baleen, and they swallow it.
I mean, when we're catching, we're not hurting them in any way, shape, or form.
Just put a little hole in it, that's it. It's not even bleeding.
We return with more spoonbills when Winchester's Deadly Passion returns. This segment was brought to you by Sportsman's Alliance. Our heritage, our fight. Protecting hunting from coast to coast. Did you know that sportsmen and women in Oklahoma under the Families Afield program, which was created by the NSSF, the NWTF, and the USSA, helped pass a bill creating an apprentice hunting license program which allows first-time hunters to enter the field with experienced mentors before taking hunter education. This program has resulted in more than 1.5 million new hunters buying regular hunting licenses across the country. Just another fun fact showing how sportsmen and women are helping make a difference.
Scent Killer Gold with Hunt Dry technology. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt.
Scent Killer Gold, a whole new level.
The new XBR bolt-action rifle from Winchester Repeating Arms. Experience performance.
New from Wildlife Research Center, Golden Estrus Extreme. Through a proprietary process, it's more intense with a longer reach.
More intense, longer reaching, Golden Estrus Extreme.
Welcome back to Winchester's Deadly Passion, where Melissa has taken a break from hunting to do a little fishing.
We were fishing in Oklahoma, and not a lot of locations have these big spoonbills. Where we were fishing, they actually have an entire spoonbill education center because there are so many. Now, the way it works with the bag limit is you can keep one spoonbill a day, but if you keep one, you're done fishing for the day. So we thought, you know what, we're gonna do all catch and release.
Well, this has just been an awesome trip. We've been catching fish like this all day. We're out here with Pritchard's Guide Service in Oklahoma. Just huge fish, one after another. Awesome spring fishing, and they are really cool. Finding all sorts of stuff about them. We're letting them go. We're just catching them with barbless hooks, and it is really an awesome time.
I was just having a wonderful time learning about them. Maybe towards the end of the day we could keep one because they said they're really good eating as well. Plus they like to catch a few and bring them in so they can do more research on them and learn more and more about these spoonbills. Oh no, it's so...
Well, we just got done with lunch. We've only been out for just a few minutes, got another awesome one on. So I've been slime, but it's nice and hot now, so I don't even care. And one of the cool things, we're out here right now, and as we go up the middle, you can see on the graph, you can see all these fish just stacked up on the sides. They said as they get more and more water through there, they just go to the edges, and as more boats come out, it's turned into a beautiful day, and now we've got literally boats all over the place. Wow. So how deep of water are they in right now?
I come out of about 4 foot.
Hard to believe a fish like this is in 4 feet of water.
Yep.
I'm just glad to know they don't have full of teeth in there.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the really nice things too is I didn't have any of the gear for this. I didn't have any rods along with me. They have everything. So old Snubnose, he has no big paddle at all, and I didn't know what could have happened to him. How did I pick the mutant out of the bunch?
Tell me about how this even happens. Obviously, there's a normally nice handle on there for it.
Sometimes a boat will come by and they'll hit them, or when they come over the spillways coming from the lakes up above, their bills will get knocked off and they heel back on to carry on.
These got to be pretty tough fish because everything that seems to happen when they hit by boats, when you've got thousands or hundreds of thousands of them in here, I guess that happens. But,
Yep.
wow. Cool fish. Even though he's kind of a mutant, we'll let him go. We caught fish after fish. Tons of them, had a wonderful time. We're out here with Pritchard's Guide Service, and if you're looking for something fun to do in the spring, well, this is it. It was non-stop action all day.
This segment, Melissa was fishing spoonbills with Rusty and Lindsay Pritchard of Pritchard's Guide Service. To book your Oklahoma spoonbill fishing trip, visit rustypritchardoutdoors.com and tell them Melissa sent you. Gear Rundown is brought to you by Analogics. Protect your deer herd with the power of science.
Now, given the opportunity, I definitely prefer driving anytime I can when I'm going from hunt to hunt. Now, one of the reasons why, well, I have a lot of stuff. I like to make sure that I can bring as much with me as possible. But the other thing, I want to make sure that when I get an animal down in the field, that I can easily get the meat from the field back home to my freezer without having to worry about it possibly spoiling. Now, one way I do that, I've got my Engel coolers always in the back of my truck. Now, these coolers work amazing, but there's actually tricks that you can do to make them last even longer. You'd think a cooler is just great the way it is. Well, there's things you can do on any cooler to improve their capabilities. Now, first, if you think about it, if you have a warm cooler and you throw your ice in, of course it's going to start melting right away. So what I like to do is actually pre-chill that cooler. So you're going to just throw in basically like a sacrificial bag of ice to bring that core temperature down. Then when you're ready to add your things, it's already cooler. The next thing I like to do, well, think about it. Anything you're gonna put in, if you can already have it cold or even frozen, all the better. So if you're gonna bring meat, freeze it first. If you're gonna bring different drinks, have them cold before you put them in. That way it'll last longer. Now, another thing, it's the type of ice you use. Now, most people think, what do you mean the type of ice? Ice is ice. Well, that's not necessarily true. Warm ice is about 32 degrees and it's actually wet to the touch. If you get something that's a sub-zero ice, that's going to be a lot more dry and it's a better quality ice. It'll keep it cooler longer. Another thing is the size of the ice. Small cubes are going to melt faster. So if you get bigger chunks of ice or even freeze water bottles, that's going to be better. Now, of course, your ice is going to start melting at some point and you're going to have water in the cooler. A lot of people's reactions are take the water out of it. You don't want to do that. Keep that water in there because it's already cold. It's going to keep it going and it'll actually help keep everything colder longer. So in the end, you've got to think things like this through, and it's the little tips that can make the difference. Don't keep the latches open. Make sure to get in and out of it as fast as possible, and of course, keep it out of the sun. The sun is your enemy. You don't want to put it in the sun. Stick it in the shade wherever possible. All that's going to really help. Now, the last thing, Engel also makes a dry box. Now, most people think of a dry box as something you'd use out in the ocean or in your boat, but I actually use my dry box to keep all my ammo, my muzzle loading supplies, all the things that I don't want to be affected by the elements. That way, all my ammo, the powder, it's going to be dry year round. Anywhere I go, not going to have any issues. So I think if you take these little tricks, you can really make a big difference and make that Engel cooler last even longer.
Winchester Deadly Passion is presented by Winchester, the American legend. Matthews Archery, catch us if you can. Field and Stream, where traditions begin. ScoutLookWeather.com. Download the free Deer Log app for your smartphone. Reinhardt, the best archery targets in the world. Sure Shot Jewelry. Check out the Melissa Bachman collection today. And Boss Buck, for the most user-friendly and dependable feeder on the market. Now you're getting serious. Closed captioning is brought to you by Cuddyback Digital. Upgrade to Cuddyback and your images will never look better.
So with the spoonbill fishing all wrapped up, well, it was time to get back to turkey hunting. Now on this next hunt, I was headed to Nebraska. Now in Nebraska, they have incredible turkey hunting. And in different places, they have different types of turkeys. Well, we were gonna be hunting near the Oshkosh area, and this was gonna be a self-guided hunt. Now what my plan was is to come in, do a little scouting that first evening, try to get an idea of where the turkeys were roosting, and then actually spend the next day putting out blinds, learning the area before starting hunting. Well, it definitely does pay off for deer, so I was hoping the scouting would pay off for turkeys as well. Well, we're here in Nebraska on the North Platte River, and not only is this the first time I've ever hunted Nebraska, but this is the first time hunting this property. Now what I've done is I've come in, we've got a 400-acre chunk that I'm gonna scout, look for turkeys, and try to figure out what these birds are doing. Now we've got the biggest group of cottonwoods right across the river, so that's primarily where we're gonna concentrate. The trick on this property, well, we've got the North Platte River running right through it. So we've got some property on the side that we're staying, but to get to the other side, well, we've got to strap on waders, get across, and then we can hunt that side. Now, if we don't cross the river, well, we're gonna lose out on a ton of ground. Now, I'm thinking for the very first morning, I'll probably stay on our side, set up a blind, maybe even in the evening, that way I'm ready for the morning, and then we can start our hunt from there. Well, the sun is just coming up and we got this bird in right away. Just did its thing, and for me, turkey hunting is all about the show. I wanted to let this turkey do his thing for as long as possible, and I almost got burned because he saw me draw and he was ready to get out of there, but made the shot, and my very first Nebraska turkey down. It's got nice spurs on him, just awesome. First turkey down, and I am loving it.